Every year, every month, every week, every day, there is something new in the real estate industry.
So today we're counting down the top 10 pivotal real estate moments of 2025.
So stay tuned to find out. Welcome back to another episode of Rise and Shine. My name is Daniel George.
And I'm Clarice Gunn.
And today we are sponsored by Kairos Interior Studio, where they have lent us use their space.
Yeah.
So we are here. If you're looking for any ID needs, you can always reach out to them. Okay, so Clarice, today there's so many things that have happened throughout 2025. So to close out the year, I thought let's count down the top 10 biggest pivotal moments that have affected or
the most influential moments of 2025.
had some sort of influence in the real estate industry, right? Okay, so for number 10, we had a bit of a disagreement here, but I felt let's just include it because, it's the latest in the news actually, and it's actually about the Kallang Revamp. So previously named the Singapore Sports Hub, but now they've decided to rename it to the Kallang. What do you think about that?
Okay, so while I do respect the change in the name to honor the country's sporting history and also the legendary Kallang Roar, the Kallang Wave, okay, honestly, there isn't much of an impact for me. Because I do train there every day, and some enhancement is definitely great and welcome, and I would love that. I think the biggest downside would just be that because I'm so used to telling people, oh, I'm going to Sports Hub, but then now I have to be like, I'm going to the Kallang.
Yeah, to be honest, it's quite confusing because if you tell people you're going to the Kallang, they might think you're going to Kallang.
Yeah, like Kallang
MRT.
MRT, which is about 1 point something km away.
Yeah, so I would have thought to come up with a name that, so people actually know like where you're exactly going to.
Yeah, and because I have been there the past few days, it's so strange because I'm so used to seeing the logos with colors.
That's
but now
right.
it's just blue.
It's okay. You know what? As with everything in time, you will get used to it.
Yeah, and change is great.
Yeah, I was going to mention that you are a national athlete. So Singapore Sports Hub to the Kallang, I would have thought maybe this would impact you a bit more. Not impact you in training wise, but just the name change. And I believe they're going to do some improvements to the infrastructure and everything. So I think now there is the National Stadium, the Indoor Stadium, OCBC Arena, the Aquatic Centre and Kallang Wave Mall. And I believe they're going to do the infrastructure improvements in phases, so nothing is going to be affected, so you can still continue your training, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And people can still continue to go shopping, but they're just going to make some improvements to the area and like voom the space.
Yes.
So people living nearby in the Kota and Kallang, they'll get to enjoy these benefits. So like even their first event as the Kallang is going to be a New Year's countdown.
Yeah, and that's really soon.
So that is our number 10, the Kallang. We thought we kick things off with the latest in the news, which is the renaming of the Sports Hub to the Kallang. Alright, and let's move on to the next on our countdown. Number 9, this was in the news in August about aging condos are struggling with their failing infrastructure and inadequate sinking funds. So as with everything, right? Even a car when it's old, like past 10 years in Singapore, you would need to scrap it, things like that. It's very expensive to upkeep older things.
Yep.
So I think similarly with real estate, even an older house, an older apartment would be harder to upkeep. Especially back in the day, I think their MCSD was like much lower compared to what it is today.
Yes.
So probably not enough in their sinking funds to keep up with like a lot of obsolete infrastructure. This condo called Fernwood Towers in Marine Parade where the lift kept breaking down and somebody from like the 15th to 20th floor was almost late for his flight and he had to rush all the way down to the first floor with his suitcase to catch his taxi to get to the airport. So I think this causes some animosity for people, like makes it a bit inconvenient for them.
Where it's like, oh, the infrastructure is not up to what they expect it to be, and then yet they would have to pay increasing MCST fees just to upkeep the facade.
Yeah, not just increasing fees, but they have to pay lump sums to get things fixed. So I think that is where people feel a bit discouraged to continue staying there. But due to this, it's good for other people who are actually looking for more space. So that leads us to number 8, which is demand for older condos. So there's a demand for older condos, which was, so right after this August article in September, there's another article about how older condos are in demand because buyers are seeking more space.
Yeah, but that sounds a bit contradictory, don't you think? Because like some people living in the older condos, they're like, okay, I don't live there anymore because of the increased amount of money I need to pay in order to upkeep this infrastructure. But yet there are people who don't mind it because I want to live in a bigger house. So the only way I can live in a bigger condo is to look towards the older condos. And then therefore there is still demand in the market for these older condos.
Yeah, I think this is a situation where the grass is always greener on the other side. People sell their older condos, they're selling away the luxury of space and they move to somewhere smaller. They get better infrastructure but lesser space.
Yeah, I mean, it all goes down to a matter of preference.
So in today's market, older condominiums, at least those over 40 years old, are seeing a rise in demand with sales and prices are climbing because of this rise for more space. I think people like us, at least for me, I know, I'm okay with older facade, older infrastructure. To me, it's more about the internal. I want to live somewhere with more. I'm not a hoarder, but I have a lot of things.
I relate to that.
I am organized mess. So my mess is hidden from plain sight.
Oh.
Only I know where it is.
Oh, mine is an organized mess.
So, people like us, I think we need more space.
Yeah, totally the same as you. The outside facade doesn't really matter that much as long as the inside looks homey. I like how it looks. I like the space and I feel like I have places to put my things and places to move around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of older condos and larger spaces, we move into our next point, number 7, which is VERS, which is Voluntary En Bloc Redevelopment Scheme. So the previous was SERS, which is Selective En Bloc Redevelopment Scheme, SERS versus VERS. So there have been plenty of SERS in the past. Do you remember some of the estates?
Yeah, there were some at MacPherson Lane,
That's right.
West Coast Road, Tanglin Hot Road, Commonwealth Drive, around there.
According to the plans, by 2030, VERS will be implemented. So I think some of the differences is SERS, as the name mentions, selective, is selected by the government and it's a compulsory scheme. So if they select your area for en bloc,
Yep.
you have no choice.
Yeah.
But VERS, it's how en blocs take place. They will do a vote. And if it passes 75% or more, they will proceed with the en bloc. And the other thing is, for VERS to be implemented, it has to be at least 70 years old.
Yep.
So in a way that, so now when people buy HDBs, right, especially like in Marine Parade, which are already 50 over years. So now if you think about it, if they implement VERS for Marine Parade, it's going to be in 20 years time. And let's say, although I don't think anyone would want to sell their Marine Parade house flats because everyone there loves their apartments and they don't want to give it up.
Fine.
They change their mind, right? Then you put in all this money to like newer people are buying Marine Parade, actually younger families, because the schools nearby are amazing. The flats are huge and you have all that recessed area outside. So they buy this area, they put in a lot of money to renovation, and then maybe 10, 20 years down the line, because everybody has voted to sell, they have to sell their unit. So I think it's a bit sad that instead of 99 years, they're looking at only 70 years lease in a way.
Okay, but then again, there's another school of thought. Because previously in the past, when people choose the HDB flats that they want to buy, some people might intentionally choose places where, I think there's SERS potential. And I want the SERS because they do have a good payout package.
That's true.
And they also want to be relocated to a newer flat. So then they would purposely choose this place. Okay, like, I think this area has great sales potential, so I want to lock in my money there. I want to buy there in hopes that one day the government will choose these places for sales. But then that's not going to happen anymore. Think that, but I invested so much money in renovating my place and all. I think at the end of the day, as much as you renovate the inside, sometimes the outside, the facade, I mean, similar to the line of thought on the infrastructure, there will need to be some maintenance works to be done. And that's where VERS will step in. Yeah.
Yeah, so just some differences between SERS and VERS. Based on the compensation, for SERS, they will get their market value. They will be given priority for their next flat somewhere nearby, I think. And they will also be given grants. Whereas for VERS, they're given a fair price on their unit. So it is a bit more of it's lesser of a financial upside for them.
Yep. But I guess in the government's point of view, it also works out because now we have many HDBs that has been around for quite some time, most of them having lease decay. So I think it would solve the bigger bulk of the problem, in which this entire town will be experiencing lease decay. What are we going to do with it? And then that's why you have Verse step in to be a better, so-called better policy rather than Zers.
Very nice. You're always looking at the glass half full. I like that. Basically, some might say 70 is the new 99.
Oh, perhaps.
All right. Okay, speaking of something that's been really big this year, our number 6 point is new launches in 2025.
Well, there has been so many new launches in 2025, including ECs. We had 26 new launches this year. So we started the year with really hot projects like the Ori, Parktown Residences. If you did not hear of Parktown Residence, I don't know where you've been.
Where have you been?
Yeah, where have you been?
On Sentosa, probably.
And then there was Orel of Tampines. It was selling like hotcakes. By the second timer applications, it was completely sold out. Yep. And then towards the second half of the year, we saw a transition towards more RCR, CCR projects. So we had Sky. Okay, so we had Linden Woods, River Green, Sky at Holland. So it has really been a very eventful year.
Very eventful. And I believe most of these new launches sold very well.
Yeah, especially in the second half of the year. We had those hitting the 90%, the 80%.
Yep. You know which was my favorite? I don't know if I should mention this though. Okay, it's only my favorite because my client bought a unit in this condo.
Springleaf.
River Green. Honestly, to me, Great Wall is just an amazing location. And if you're living there, you're close to amenities, train. So
yes.
I think that's just a great location.
Yeah, and with the new Thomson East Coast line, a lot of places are so accessible there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I like the Great Wall area because my grandma used to stay there.
Oh.
Yeah, so it has a very close place in my heart.
Very nostalgic.
Yeah, and then back then before I was traveling around on my own with my own vehicle, I always stayed in my grandma's house because back then it was very near the nightclubs.
Oh.
It was very near the nightlife. I can go Orchard Road really easily and really quickly compared to where I stay. So yeah, honestly, the Great Wall is a great area.
Great Wall is a great area.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other new launch that did come out, which I felt has so much potential, is Springleaf.
Oh yes, indeed.
That one, the units were massive also. It was a very, not how old condos are, but it was still a very respectable size.
Yeah, and I felt that you had quite a fair bit of privacy in the area because it's like a landed enclave and then the other side is like a forest.
Yeah, and there's still an empty plot next to the where Springleaf is going to be built.
Yep.
And I heard there's going to be a mall.
A mall.
So I think it's the best time to get Springleaf, right? Because right now there's nothing much there per se, but it's very near the MRT, the Brown Line, and things are going to get built there. Because once people start moving in, they're going to want amenities, they're going to need things, right? So I believe now's the best time because there's so much potential for Springleaf to grow.
And the location accessibility is great. You can step out of your house, walk to the MRT, and you won't even break a sweat yet before you reach the MRT because it's that close.
So many new launches, and to be honest, I was very impressed with most of them. And I think that's the public sentiment too. That's why so many of these new launches sold over 80% or more at least.
Yeah, demand is there because the product speaks for itself.
So if you had come down, you would have known. But don't worry because 2026 is going to be another year of new launches and there's so many coming up. So if you feel like you missed out and you want to see what we're talking about, you know what, just hit us up and we will gladly bring you on a tour.
That's right.
Okay, now we're reaching our top 5 pivotal moments of 2025 in the real estate industry. Number 5, it's a cooling measure that was introduced in July. And this one is the seller stamp duty.
Yep. So previously it was 3 years and now it has changed to 4 years.
So the latest seller stamp duty for up to 1 year, if you sell your house within your first year, is going to be 16%. 1 to 2 years is going to be 12%. 2 to 3 years is going to be 8%. And the last 3 to 4th year is going to be 4% now.
Yeah, so it increased both in terms of years, the tenure that you hold your property, and also in terms of the percentage stamp duty that you will have to pay if you were to sell before 4 years.
Yeah, actually, Clarice, to be honest, when it did come out, I thought, okay, you know what? This is not so bad. This is not the worst. It's just 1 additional year.
Yeah. Of course, this would affect the more intense property flippers. But overall, not that many people that I know of or speak to our clients that I work with flip properties that quickly. So the 4 years rule is not that bad.
it's just one additional year.
Yeah.
What could happen in 1 year? If you wait one more year, prices do go up and it could be a blessing in disguise.
Yep, that's right. So given this change in SSD, it did not really dampen demand in our new launch market actually. Like we had so many top selling projects. So for example, we had Sky at Holland, CCR project. It sold out 99% on launch day.
Yes, and I think for Sky at Holland, they sold out at an average price of 2,953 PSF. That's basically 3,000 per square foot.
So
I think the previous one that sold 99% is Emerald of Katong.
oh yeah, another hot project.
Sky at Holland, managed to match EOK.
Then there was Penrith, an RCR project. It sold out 97% on launch day. And then there was Linden Woods, 94.5%. So, I mean, of course, before the SSD change, we saw Mega Development Parkdown Residence is sold out 87% sales for an RCR project. That's great. And it also had over 1,000 units sold. So even though this 87% does not look like as a big number compared to 99% of
99.
Sky at Holland, but you must keep in mind that Parktown Residence is a mega project, which means it sold over 1,000 units on the first day. So this is actually a record high for a mega project. Yeah.
Where is everyone getting their money from?
I also want to know. Can share? Those
But
who bought
honestly-
Parktown can share.
So, congratulations to everyone who bought at Sky at Holland also.
Sky at Holland, Penrith, Linden Woods, you all got it. Where was I? Why didn't I get a unit at Sky at Holland?
You were too busy taking care of your clients, you didn't think about yourself.
I knew it. Okay, this did not really make the list, but I'm gonna add it in as a bonus.
This is an honorary mention.
Yeah, to our executive condominiums, our ECs. Yeah, actually, we had really solid demand for ECs this year. So, like for example, Aurel of Tampines, sold out. Novo Place in Tengah, sold out. And then Auto Place, also in Tengah, is actually right next to Novo Place.
Right.
At this point of time of filming, it's 97% sold. So, I mean, big floor plates and also reasonable price for something that's like a semi-private. I mean, eventually it will be fully privatized.
Yep.
Yeah, so the demand is really there for ECs.
ECs are the way to go if you fit within the category.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of prerequisites to meet the criteria to own an EC. But fret not, because there are still more ECs as we speak. There is the latest one at Pasir Ris called
Coastal Cabana.
Coastal Cabana. And
Yep.
and there is another one coming out in January next year at Tampines. I believe it's called Revamping at Tampines.
Yep, and really near the Tampines West MRT.
So two amazing locations, especially Coastal Cabana, you're going to get sea views. So if you don't have a place at Marine Parade or Sentosa, you still want sea views, Pasir Ris is the way to go.
Yep, that's right. Or if you don't want to be that far in the east, then that's Tampines. So if ECs is something that you have in mind, feel free to contact us.
Yep, and Tampines is a country on its own. You have everything there. So, I think it will be another one that's high in demand.
Yeah, you're totally self-sufficient there.
Okay, so that was our honorary mention. It didn't quite make the list, but we just wanted to talk about it.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so moving on, what do we have next, Dano?
Now we are moving to our top three. And coming in at number 3 is the Bayshore GLS. This was announced in April, and actually there were 8 bids for the Bayshore GLS.
Yep,
But-
really popular
The top bid was 1,388 per square foot.
per plot ratio.
And there was a total of $658.9 million. So there was tough competition. And I believe the other time there were as many bids, like 8 bids for a plot of land, was actually Tembusu Grand.
Yeah, but okay, so why is it so popular?
First of all, there hasn't been many new launches or anything new in Bayshore area. So now you have this plot of land, and you're gonna get sea views also.
Right,
At least
sea
until the
view.
Long Island comes on, but that's gonna be way in the future. So yeah, you're gonna get a new launch at Bayshore, which is basically walking distance to East Coast Park.
Yep, and walking distance to your MRT, your Bayshore MRT.
That's right. It's going to be integrated with the MRT, so I think it'll be right next to it. But yeah, currently there's only like Costa del Sol around the area, and there is the Bayshore. So it is like a huge untapped market down there. Lots of potential. It's a diamond in the rough. You're close to Changi Airport. You're close to the beach. It's going to be just an amazing area to live in.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, in fact, in H1 of the first half of 2026, there'll be another GLS for Bayshore. And another plot of land will be sold.
I think it's especially good for the Marine Parade and Bedok residents who are looking to cash out on their units, because right now, especially in Marine Parade, prices are really high over there. The units are in demand because of the space. So if they're looking to cash out and go into a condo, so I think Bayshore could be the way to go. So if they're planning to upgrade.
Yep.
What's coming? What is our runner-up?
So our runner-up is that the government may remove the 15-month wait-out period. May.
I think there's a high chance they would.
Do you really think so?
I mean, why not? Yeah, so this was announced in May. It's a good cooling measure because there was a lot of halt, right, due to COVID. So now that all the BTOs are coming up and units are reaching their MOP, and the HDB have also announced that they are launching more than 50,000 units coming up from 2025 to 2027. So there's going to be plenty of supply. So I think in time to come, or hopefully soon, this 15-month wait-out period should be abolished.
Should be abolished. I mean, well, the MND did say that they will continue to monitor the situation. But for now, the current rule still stands. Although, with all these speculation, and given that there is speculation, perhaps we can expect something in the future.
Yep, so we just keep our fingers crossed, and we're rooting for all those looking to get a HDB after selling their private property, so you don't have to wait so long. Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for. What is our number one most pivotal moment in the real estate industry in 2025?
Okay, so that would be lower interest rates.
Have you seen the interest rates right now? Have you seen it?
They're reaching crazy lows. So this year, we saw that interest rates has been falling significantly. Like our SORA, the lowest level in 3 years. By the way, SORA is the Singapore Overnight Rate Average, which is the key benchmark most floating rate home loans are tied to.
Yep.
So I believe the current SORA is at 1.25%. So this makes the floating rate about like 2.25%, which is still lower than a HDB loan.
I think even people buying HDBs now are going into bank loans.
Yeah.
But do take note, if you use a bank loan, you cannot go back. You cannot refinance by getting a HDB loan. But if you get a HDB loan now, you can refinance and get a bank loan.
Yep. So I mean, you really do need to assess your situation clearly.
Yep.
So I mean, if not a floating loan, then the other side of the coin is a fixed loan. So I hear that even some banks can offer 5-year loans at 1.78%. Yeah, that's crazy low. So I mean, each person really does need to look at their needs and all. Based on what I hear, what I see, a lot of people are refinancing at this point.
Yeah, rates are so low. I think my clients recently just got like a 1.4% or a fixed rate of 2 years.
I mean, but if you're looking at the 30-year run, then I think that's something that you need to reconsider and do the math, right?
That's right. Always consult your real estate agent and they can advise you accordingly.
Yeah.
But interest rates are so low right now, I think it's great time to buy. That could also maybe be why a lot of people have purchased new launches this year.
Yeah, I mean, the SSD doesn't stop them because the interest rates are so good.
Who cares about SSD when interest rates are all-time low right now?
Yeah, that's right. It's time to lock in.
So that was our top 10 most pivotal moments in the real estate industry of 2025. Do you agree with our list? Do you agree with our ranking? Or do you think we should have added something in? Do let us know in the comments.
And we'll look forward to what 2026 has for us. I think 2026 will be really exciting.
Every year, it just gets bigger and bigger.
And better.
So I think we have a lot of things to look forward to in 2026. So if you've stayed with us from number 10 to number 1, we appreciate your support. Do like, share and subscribe. And once again, my name is Daniel George.
And I'm Paris Gunn. We're both from Rise Realty.
Thank you so much and we hope to see you again. Bye.
Bye.